Jason Bourne character is skeptical of pretty much every institution. He doesn't discriminate. I think is very leery of wherever power gets consolidated. He definitely kind of tends to not trust, and that's kind of across all institutions. So I wouldn't single them out necessarily. Oh, absolutely. I mean, these movies are, look, they're entertaining summer action movies, and they have to be that. But the reason I think people like them, and what we try to do when we make them, is make them feel like they're grounded in the world that we're all living in. And the first three movies were very much of their time and about the Bush presidency and the war on terror. And thematically, like the last one, we had the waterboarding issue, we had the issue of suspension of habeas corpus, and the set pieces took place in Madrid and London and New York, which were the three cities that at the time had been affected directly by terrorism. So, we try to make them feel of their time. And this one, when we sat down and looked at what the difference was between 2007, when the last movie came out, and 2014, when we started working on this, and it wasn't just surprising, it was alarming how different the world is and what's changed in less than a decade. In 2007 we were living high on borrowed money, and it was before the whole crisis and the crash, and George Bush was the president, and I mean these revelations about the NSA hadn't come to light, and what those implications are. This whole argument about security versus civil liberties, that's the central debate of our time, and it wasn't even. We weren't having it in 2007. So when we looked at this kind of landscape that we could run the character through, just 9 years later, it was really different and good for the movie. Well, it's just that. I mean, what that speech was really about, was a commencement speech, was to try to get that group that we desperately need to engage with the most intractable problems of our time, and to take heart in the fact that they could solve them. Another way to look at it is, if you look at some of the great problems we face today, in 100 years they're going to be solved. So how lucky are we to be alive at the time where we get to be the ones who solve them? So, I mean, with any commencement speech, I think you want to leave on a note of hopefulness and purpose, and but obviously it was to MIT, to people who are a lot smarter than I am. So I wanted to bring science and technology into it. I hope to preserve all my memories, and my biggest fear is losing my memories. I mean, that's what gives us our wisdom and our stories and our lives. And so, I mean, I'm very protective of my brain.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.